So of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, I think that the most prevalent one is poverty. I think that a lot of the other goals stem from that, and I think if that issue could be tackled very directly, it could affect a lot of the other things such as like hunger, and I think that is a really good place to start when it comes to the goals. Um, and I think the best way to solve it comes from attacking all the issues separately. There's so many things that contribute, and working on the sources of the problem will only help bring everything up together. I think as OSNAM scholars, to work towards these, it's definitely a priority for us to work towards these goals, because there are things that can bring social justice and equality to the forefront. And I think that in every day in the service that we do, we're bringing them, but also more importantly in the conversations that we have about social justice, in making ourselves more aware and learning how to make other people more aware. So just in every interaction that we come into, we're taking what we've learned from OSNAM and just from being at a college level education. And I do think that in multiple facets of life, I've seen this work towards these goals being done, not only here at St. John's in the service that we do and in the way we interact with each other, but also in other places, in the other service that I've done, in just how people find an issue and they're passionate about it and they go to work towards it. So it might not necessarily you might not think it would fall into one of those goals, but I think overall it definitely, when working towards giving people equal access, it will fall under one of the goals. So I definitely have seen it working. I'm not sure if I will have seen all of the work done by 2030. I don't necessarily know if it's possible. I definitely have hope that we can make a lot of improvement towards it, especially with poverty and hunger. I think that there are great improvements that we can make that are tangible, but there's also a lot of systematic change that's intangible that I don't think will be completely erased by 2030. The no poverty and zero hunger are very big titles and hard promises, I feel like, to make. So I don't really know if they're going to ever be completely erased, but I definitely think they have a strong correlation. I think poverty is very closely related to hunger and people's access to resources. So I think by tackling one, they do relate to the other, while access to food physically is a different problem. In a lot of countries abroad, that's not necessarily attainable. So that's its own problem, but the direct relation of people being able to provide their own food, I think, is related to poverty. And I think that these goals definitely have a big place in how we're going to make the world a better place, because these are the issues that have been identified as problems and things that go together, and individual issues that we can isolate. So I think that by working towards these goals individually, they'll all together come to eventually create equality.